What's good, guys? CJ here, and welcome back to another DNA video. Now today we got a pretty fun video for those of you that don't know anything about Geniemons. I know there's a lot of videos breaking down characters, weapons, and all that good stuff, but I feel that Geniemons are kind of overlooked, and I gotta be honest with you, these are insanely important. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you everything about Geniemons, shiny Geniemons, and traits, and when you want to go out of your way and actually get yourself some shiny Geniemons if possible. Now, for those of you that don't know what a Geniemon is, it's basically your little Pokemon companion, right? These little things will roam all over the place and you'll be able to catch them with regular unlimited food, or you can craft some rarer and better food that give you better chances of catching these little dudes. Now, you might be asking yourself what they do. They pretty much give you abilities and passives and skills that you can use that improve your gameplay or make you stronger. With that said, let's go ahead and go to the armory, head on over to the Geniemon tab, and begin talking about these little dudes. First off, I want to talk about regular versus shiny Geniemons and why you want to make sure you get your shiny Geniemons for the characters that you really want to get. As you can see right here, we have a regular Geniemon that we caught or we were given when we started playing the game, and these little slots that you see locked right here are called trait slots. You'll be able to fuse your Geniemons with other Geniemons that you've caught to give this Geniemon more abilities or more traits that will, well, make it a lot stronger. And as you can see right here, this dude has 3, but if we head on over to our shiny Geniemon, you have 4 of these trait slots. Now, you might be asking yourself, is it really that big of a deal to have just one more trait slot? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, yes it is, and I'll tell you exactly why. But before I do that, let's move on over to the traits. Now, the way it works is quite simple. As you go around the world catching Geniemons, you'll be able to click right here, and you'll be able to merge Geniemons with the Geniemon you want to give it traits. So as you can see right here, we have a Geniemon that gives me 8.8% attack. We have one right here that gives me 24% max HP. And as you can tell, when you start adding all of these things right here, right, to all these little trait slots, you're going to have an insane boost to your character and your abilities or power. Now, you might want to know, is it really that important though, right? As you can see, I just showed you 2 different traits, but I'm going to tell you why you want to go around catching as many Geniemons as possible. And it's quite simple. You kind of just got a glimpse of it, right? Let's go over here to the Geniemon Traits Archive. As you're catching Geniemons, you guys will see that there is different colors. You guys guessed it, yes, these are rarities to the skills. And, well, the higher the rarity, the more skills or the more bonus you're going to get from set skills. And these are completely random. So if we back out for a second and we go right here, you guys could see that we have one right here that's blue, right? And then we have one right here that's yellow. Yellow meaning a rarer level of these traits, right? So if we go back to the traits, you guys will see that there's a bunch of these traits. And you can get them randomly, even from the most common Geniemons that you can catch with the guaranteed infinite food, pretty much. So you want to make sure you go out there and you catch as many Geniemons as possible. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? So just taking a quick look at what some of these things are. Support skill cooldown, max shield, defense, attack percentage, dodge cooldown, slide speed, helix sleep speed, XP gained by defeating enemies, which is pretty huge, increases loot drop rate by 5%. There's a lot of these. Auto pickup range for when we're trying to pick up stuff while we're grinding, and it pretty much just goes up in rarity. So if you look at a keen right here, or for example a timid or a beefy, let's go back and look for the one that gives you attack fierce right here, 8% increase on the blue level of it. If we go to the purple level, it is now a 16% attack increase. And then if we go over to the gold, it is a 24% attack increase. And the same thing applies to pretty much everything here. If we go right here to wise, it's 5% XP gain from defeating enemies. If we go down here to the purple, it's 10% from defeating enemies. And if we go right here, it's 15% from defeating enemies. So as you can see, if you're able to get some of these rarer ones and slot your Geniemons with like 15% experience gain, right? Then you put increased drop rate by 15%. And then this one, auto pickup range, you're going to be able to have a Geniemon that boosts your gains, your experience, and all that good stuff. And it's going to make your game that much easier. And the same goes if you're trying to, for example, get stronger, right? If you're trying to do more damage, you can go ahead and get Fierce, which is going to give you 24% more attack. If you're trying to get a little bit more defensive, boom, 24% more defense. Overall, this is a very, very important thing that you guys want to go out and do. And I feel that a lot of people are not talking about it, okay? So make sure you go ahead and do that. Now, the next thing that I kind of want to bring up regarding Geniemons is that some of them are incredibly, incredibly vital. And I dare say you want to make sure and get them as soon as you get into the game. And there are videos out there. I have a video on my channel. I'll link it in the description of this video and I'll pin it in the comments where I show you exactly where to get this Geniemon right here. Boxy, bro. And this dude is a must for anybody playing this game, right? Let's just read what you're going to get by having this dude as your active Geniemon. Detects one Geniemon in one chest within 100 meters, marking their positions. This is absolutely insane. In the video I showcase, you have this thing every 30 seconds. Is a literal radar. You hit it, it scans the area, and it shows you where chests and Geniemons are located, which you're going to need this. You want this in your life. It's going to change everything. MTash reference right there. Now, for the passive skill, auto pickup range plus 20 meters, XP gain from defeating enemies plus 12.5, and 12.5 chance to drop bonus loot. Now, mine is startup because I've gotten a couple of shiny bros or box bros, but you're still going to get quite a bit. My passive skill and Geniemon support skill is level 3, but you will still get, I believe, a 7.5 on each one of these at base, and that is huge on top of the ability to detect chests and Geniemons all over the place. So guys, make sure you go out of your way and you get yourself your box bro as soon as you can. And if you get blessed by the RNG gods and you get a shiny one of these, it's even better because that extra slot is going to come in handy. Now, for those of you that don't know, the way it works for tiering up, you know, these things, it's pretty much like your general dupe system. You're going to want to catch a bunch of these like you see right here. You're going to level it up until it gets to cap, and then once it's at cap, you're going to be able to pretty much evolve it, right? Tier it up, which will give you better abilities, better skill, better percentages, and all that good stuff. These are the type of Geniemons that are going to make your life that much easier, right? This is a vital Geniemon, but now there are others. There are combat Geniemons, right? These are going to make your characters super strong, and you want to make sure that you get the right Geniemon for the characters you're trying to build, specifically the teams you're trying to build, because a lot of these Geniemons actually not only buff yourself, but they also buff your group, right? The characters you're running with. So we have this one right here, a shiny Nebuthus. Yes, I got a couple shinies. I've been shiny hunting, as they say. So let's read. Deals Umbro damage equal to a percentage of the main character's attack to enemies within range and reduces their defense by a certain percentage for 10 seconds. Amazing, right? Umbro damage, boom. Great stuff, and that defense reduction works on everybody because you'll just shred the enemy a little bit faster, which is great. Now, the passive skill increases Umbro attack for the main character and the combat partners by a certain percent, and the stats provided by Demon Wedges prefixed with Phoenix by a certain percent. This is very good because not only is it increasing the active character's attack for the Umbro element, right, but it's also increasing combat partners' attack of that element and Demon Wedges with the prefix Phoenix. So you want to make sure you slot that into your build and you get it working perfectly. The same goes for things like this, right? The main character and combat partners gain Lumino attack and max HP. So you want to make sure you get the ones that really work for you. And then these are going to be the ones you pretty much go ahead and hunt all over the place. They're going to use to get those traits that are going to really make your Geniemons pop off. So if you've been playing the game without any traits, get some traits on your Geniemon and it will change your life. But, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that's everything regarding Geniemons. You might be wondering, or you might be asking yourself, yo, where do I catch shiny, Pokemons over here in this game? And I gotta be honest with you guys, these guys are random spawns. If I find out some locations that are guaranteed, I'll let you know. But these are random spawns. You gotta get really lucky to find them. And once you find them, you want to make sure you catch them. Sometimes you'll miss them, but it is what it is. If you want to make sure you have better chances, go ahead and craft some food. You can actually craft some food for these guys in your forge. You're going to require some materials, but at the end of the day, it's just kind of what you got to do. You know what I mean? To get your Geniemons if that's what you really want, but don't rush it. Get the ones you really like for now. And one thing I want to mention that I forgot to actually mention regarding Geniemons is you can indeed slot something in here and then replace it with a different one. So let's say you get like Fears that's blue, and then later down the line you get a gold fierce trait, you can actually replace it. As you could see, I'm broke because I've been leveling up a lot of characters, right? We have my Lady Nipple, we have my Rebecca, we have my Liz Bale, we have my Truffle and Filbert, we have some weapons leveled up over here, 50, 60, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of things going on that we've been working on, so we don't have the resources to really do that right now, but I'll get that done in today's live stream. I do hope this video has helped you out. If it did, hit that like button, subscribe, join our Discord. We're always happy to help, and in our Discord, we also have a couple locations for this little dude's permanent, guaranteed spawn locations for little Boxy Bro. So do be sure to join in. For now, I'll see you guys on the next one, and peace.